All right, fellas, it is time once again. You already know it's the wish list time for the upcoming ultra rare ship UNZEN. So she's the first heavy cruiser to be gotcha ultra rare this time around. I think we only have one other ultra rare heavy cruiser as of right now, unless my brain is farting right now, and that is Drake. So what can we expect from Hindenburg? Okay, now I'm trolling. Okay, Hindenburg enter. Forgot I haven't maxed it out yet, so I forgot. Right. What can we expect to see from UNZEN? So I'm gonna tell you guys right now. Going back to what I was saying earlier about Hindenburg, she does a lot of damage, right? And that's a good thing for wave clearing. Don't get me wrong, that's very, very good for wave clearing. But as of right now, where heavy cruisers stand, they're in a weird spot. I say this because most of them do not provide much team buffs or utility that will be beneficial for the team. I think as of right now, the best ones that can benefit the team in some sort is like Rune Moose and like maybe London for Vanguard buffs. The other heavy cruisers right now doesn't really do too much without like giving up something, because like Baltimore buffs, but she's like very squishy and like doesn't do as much damage as possible. So they're in a weird spot as of right now. And if you want a pure tank, you're better off running a large cruiser like the UR ones we have. So again, they're in a weird spot. So as of right now, the only heavy cruiser that will get much use end game, like absolute end game, would probably be Anchorage. So Anchorage right here is a really good example of a good heavy cruiser. And honestly, if they somehow make UNZEN's kit to be similar to Anchorage, that would be very good. Now, I'm not going to say UNZEN is going to bench Anchorage, because by all means, that's not going to happen. Because one thing that Anchorage has over UNZEN is that she's Eagle Union. And if you're Eagle Union, you can use this auxiliary right here, which makes it so if an Eagle Union ship uses it, they have 8 seconds of invulnerability when they're at near death. So that 8 seconds right there is actually very good for a lot of scenarios. It makes it so if you accidentally take like a big hit all at once, you don't instantly go down. You have 8 seconds to think, do you want to restart the fight, or you want to like do something else? Maybe see if you can win within that 8 seconds. You can do a lot with that 8-second time window that this auxiliary provides, and it's only for Eagle Union. So UNZEN can't use it, therefore she won't be better than Anchorage, but I want to see a kit similar to Anchorage to make UNZEN more viable for the game. As of right now, if you're going pure DPS, Hindenburg is a good example of that, although no one has her nearly quite maxed out yet to give her a full test drive of how strong she really could be. Pure damage is just in a weird spot right now. If you're going to do pure damage, you should like do something as well too. Like Plymouth is a good example of a very good Vanguard ship. She does a lot of damage to the point where like she does more damage than like all the heavy cruisers as of right now. And she buffs the flagship by 18% damage for battleships, battle cruisers, and aviation battleships. That's actually a very disgusting kit. So what I want to see from her is some kind of survivability to be like Anchorage. Like she has a lot of evasion, a lot of damage reduction, to the point where she's basically unmovable. I want to see something like that. If we have more unmovable ships like Anchorage, then you can run like say UNZEN and Anchorage together with some kind of support Vanguard, and you're pretty much never going to go down. That's actually a very solid Vanguard setup, and you're never going to go down no matter what, because Anchorage is already a super immobile ship. And having 2 Anchorage is actually very disgusting. I don't want to see a raw damage ship from UNZEN, because even though I do see that happening because IGN is like raw damage, I personally don't want to see it, because I personally think this game as of right now, where heavy cruisers stand, they have to do something where they stick out a lot. But they have damage loss when it comes to like Plymouth. They don't have as much durability when it comes to heavy cruiser. They need something that they're very good at. And as of right now, they're in a very weird spot for that. So honestly, I want to see more durability from UNZEN, but I also want to see something unique coming from her as well too. Like maybe more buffs. Like I know it's not unique to have buffs or whatever, but like something that will make it interesting to use a heavy cruiser. Because right now, I'm gonna tell you guys, if we were to go to like my OS setup right here, I don't use that many heavy cruisers. Like if we go, I don't know, I say, freak, I can't check this later. Let me get rid of this cat. Like if we were, we can just check right here. Like I'm not using heavy cruiser right here. I'm using one right here, but I'm not really using her because this fleet is just like whatever. Not using one here. And then I'm using Anchorage right here, right? Pretty much Rune Moose and Anchorage is all the heavy cruisers I'm using. Like, there has to be some usage out of them, right? I remember that time where heavy cruisers back then they were very, very good. Like when OS first came out, heavy cruisers were like the thing. But then they started adding large cruisers, and large cruisers basically kicked out what heavy cruisers did best, and that was tanking. So they gotta bring it back somehow. I want to see a way to make heavy cruisers more viable for the game without basically, I don't know, kicking back out heavy cruise or large cruisers, or like out DPSing like light cruiser or whatever, or giving more buffs to them. Like they have to be in a good spot. Like even as of right now, destroyers have a better spot than heavy cruisers because they have torpedoes, they have anti-sub. Like they're more useful than heavy cruisers altogether. So has to be something unique. And as of right now, the best example of a good heavy cruiser ship is Anchorage. Until we can test out Hindenburg to see how much damage it can do, Anchorage is probably the best heavy cruiser as of right now in the game in terms of using it in end game. So maybe something similar to that. A lot of buffs or something. Damage has to be good as well too. I want to see damage output similar to Drake. Don't fall behind too much, but like on par with Drake's DPS. Doesn't have to be the best DPS, but it has to be good DPS. And some kind of like build sustainability that'd be really, really good. Like Drake right now, she's only really good in chip damage fights where she can sustain with her lifesteal. And then Anchorage is good at tanking a lot of hits because she can just dodge. And Hindenburg is just damage. So something to mix it up, something to keep it interesting is what I want to see from UNZEN. And hopefully the devs surprise me, because as of right now, I'm not really expecting too much from her kit in general. Like when data mines drop in about 2 days, I'm gonna be like, I wasn't expecting much to begin with. So I'm hoping they surprise me. Hopefully they prove me wrong, and I want to see good things coming from this ship aside from just her skin. All right, so thank you guys for watching. As always, any kind of kit stuff you want to talk about or what you guys want to see from her kit, leave a comment in the video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, thank you guys for watching.